Look, firstly, Jordan, thanks for joining us. You're back doing what you love, albeit in a sort of limited way, with a group of guys you've obviously built a special bond with. What's it been like?
Very nice. To be honest, it's been great to get back, and just see the lads, um, get the balls out and be able to pass them to each other and interact a little bit. No, it's been really good and something I've looked forward to for a while now.
I saw actually a few days ago on social media, you posted a comment and it was a picture and it literally just said soon. And I saw that and I thought, now there is a guy desperate to play football again.
Oh, definitely, and I think a lot of lads will be the same. When you can't go out and play football and it's sort of taken away from you. It's obviously difficult because we love playing football. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing to us. But then something like this happens and it sort of puts everything in perspective. And I feel to be in the position that I'm in really. So you have a lot of time to reflect and think about things. But ultimately, I was obviously itching and just dying to get back playing football as soon as possible once everything was calmed down a little bit and it was safe to do so.
What is it you miss? Is it the camaraderie or is it, like the ping of a ball, the sound of a ball hitting the net? What actually is it that you really start to yearn for?
Everything. I think just playing football, like you said, with the people that you form the real bond with, and you miss them day-to-day basis. You miss banter in the dressing room. You miss preparing for games. You miss training and working hard with a view to doing or having a game on a weekend or midweek. It's just everything about what you do on a day-to-day basis you miss really. And we're so fortunate to be playing football and be in the position that we're in. And sometimes you can take that for granted, but I think times like this you sort of reflect and realise how lucky we are.
I know this sounds kind of mundane, and you've only been back, well, this is your second day as we speak, but from driving through the gates at Melwood to where you park, where you're allowed to walk, obviously training's different. I think the manager said you're going out in groups of 10 and then obviously separate to the fives that you have to do at the moment. But can you just give us almost like a little virtual tour? Just tell us what it is actually like, as I say, from when you come through the gates to when you go out on the training pitch, what it's like and how different it is maybe.
It is a little bit different, of course. So when you sort of driving in, you got to get checked, and then you got a park space which is all sort of spread out now, and then we've got to basically wait in your car until you're told that you can leave. There's a one-way system to the pitches, and you just follow the protocol really. So it is different, of course, but it's something that we've got to follow and got to do to make sure everybody's safe and we're following the right procedures, which we have been. So, but then when you're on the training pitch, of course, you've got to keep the 2 metre distance still. But it's just nice to be out there with a few of the lads, like I said, passing the ball to each other, do it already with a plan to then build up fitness and be ready whenever the games do end up coming.
How is the fitness?
Good. I've done a lot of work, anyway. We had to follow a program that the club give us. Done a lot of work. So base level is probably very good still. Still need to just adapt a little bit in terms of getting that sharpness back and the different twisting and turns and the reactions of obviously football. But overall, I feel pretty good and just looking forward to keep going.
How do you feel about the steps ahead then, Jordan, particularly phase 2 as they put it and getting back to contact training? Do you feel comfortable with that or are you waiting to hear a bit more at the moment?
No, in my opinion, is I feel very comfortable with all the measures that the Premier League and the club have put in place, along with all the other teammates. We do feel comfortable, and obviously that's why we're here training. In terms of the next steps, obviously we'll be guided by people, the experts and the doctors who, ultimately know more than I do. So basically, just follow what they have to say. Obviously, we've had meetings and questions as captains over the last week or so, but ultimately, I think the Premier League and the clubs are doing everything they can to make it as safe as possible. And yeah, the testing and the temperature control, and then the social distancing at the minute, and disinfecting everything, I think has been at a really high level so far since we've been back, which is important. And we just want to follow the right protocol, follow the next steps, and hopefully we can start bigger group training, and then in the end we'll want to start playing games again. So hopefully that can be the case sooner rather than later, when it is safe to do so.
Has the testing, and particularly the very small number of positive tests that came back from that, made you feel more comfortable about getting back to it?
I think, I think there was going to be, you would have thought there was going to be some positive testing with the amount of people that did get tested. And to be honest, I think there probably will be going forward, because this virus is not going to go anytime soon. It's going to be around for a long time, I'd imagine, if you go off what a lot of the experts are saying. So I think we've just got to try and adapt as best we can, follow their advice, and just get back to playing as soon as we can, and as soon as we're given permission, really.
Without naming names or getting into anyone's personal situation, do you understand players? And from what you've said, it sounds like they're not at Liverpool, they're at other clubs. But do you understand other players being slightly more reluctant, slightly more concerned about resuming the Premier League?
Yes, I do, and I fully respect their opinion and their decision to do that. I think everybody's in a different situation with a family and at home. And ultimately, it's, if you don't feel comfortable and you don't feel safe, then you shouldn't be forced or feel pressured to come into work. So I fully respect the lads that don't feel comfortable as of yet, of course, and I hope that they respect my opinion, that or the players that do want to come back and start training. I hope they fully respect that as well, because I think everybody's situation is different. But ultimately, for me, I feel very safe here at the training ground. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here, and so do my teammates as well. So I can only really speak for us, but I fully respect people in certain situations and don't feel comfortable. And if any of my teammates felt like that, then I'd fully support them and back them until they felt it was right to come back.
It just occurred to me, actually, right from the start and your involvement in the Players Together initiative, you must have been involved in a lot of Zoom meetings during this.
Just a few.
And how's that been? How'd you go about it? How'd you relay the information to your teammates?
Yeah, Zoom has been a big feature during lockdown, I suppose. A lot of Zoom calls, a lot of messages, of course, phone calls to each other, just to keep each other up to date, really, and to see what's going on and various different things. So there's always been a lot of contact between the players, not only at Liverpool, but obviously other clubs as well.
I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but there has been a lot of praise for your leadership right throughout this. I'm not 100. I mean, I'm sure you're happy with people saying nice things, but I'm not. Having interviewed you a few times, I wonder if 100% you'll be comfortable with that.
Yeah, not really, because I feel as though it's not really down to me. I feel as though it was down to players across the board in the Premier League, really, especially the captains and the representatives of each club and who's a role, and definitely wanted to do something to make a difference. So no, hats off go to all of them really, and the help that they did to support the NHS and the Players Together campaign. And that's been a real positive really for the whole Premier League, I think, over this difficult period. And we're working on one or two things maybe in the next few weeks as well. So hopefully that can get done and can be another good thing.
Want to tell us any more about that, or are you just holding off for now?
I think I'll hold off. I'll keep you hanging for a little bit. But it'll, like I say, hopefully we're still working in the background on a couple of things. And hopefully, like I said, over the next week or so, you'll probably know a lot more, and hopefully it's a good thing for everyone.
Last question, and how do you feel about actually getting out there and playing those first few games? Because there's been a lot of talk about when it was more about would the Premier League start again, won't it start again? People sort of said, and I've heard it so many times, we've got to get back out there. Liverpool deserve to be crowned champions. But as I was preparing for this interview, I sort of thought, well, from a Liverpool player mindset, it's not won yet. Have you got to get back into that mindset of getting out there and getting the job done? Because as much as we all think you're going to do it, it hasn't happened yet.
Well, exactly. And I think, to be honest, my mindset hasn't changed from where we left off, because I always felt as though the season needed finishing at some point, regardless, whenever that was, when it was safe to do so. So in my head, it's always been, to stay as fit as I can, because when the time comes that we do go back and we do start playing games, then I need to be ready. And so do my teammates, and we all need to be ready for when that time comes to be able to perform at the highest level and finish the season off as well as we're started it and maintained throughout up until this point, really. So that's been our motivation to keep training, keep as fit as possible, so when the time comes, we're sort of picked up where we left off.
Jordan, thank you very much for your time. Look forward to seeing you back out there.
Thanks, Patrick. Take care.